Hi everybody, it's me Willow and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with another video talking about all things awards predictions. My last awards predictions video was at the beginning of September before all the fall festivals happened, and now that the New York Film Festival is starting to wrap up, I decided to update my awards predictions and get into the 2025-2026 season now that I've actually seen a good portion of the films that I'm predicting, and a lot of the critics have seen the majority of them as well. So, if you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment down below the movie you're most anticipating that hasn't come out yet for 2025. I think mine is definitely Marty Supreme, so let me know what yours is down in the comments below, and hit the subscribe button and the post notification button so you don't miss out on all of my awards predictions that are coming during the 2025-2026 awards season. I'm not stopping this until that Oscar night in March, so give me a subscribe. So these predictions are updated as of October 8th. So why don't we just dive straight in and get to Best Picture predictions? All right, here they are. This is what it's looking like. I feel like my top 10 is pretty similar to a lot of others, but I have one or two that might be kind of different. I am looking at my computer off to the side with all the predictions. And then out of my top 10, it's kind of a mixed bag, to be honest. Like, I would say the top 20, top 15 are definitely really strong for Best Picture, I think. And I feel weird about not having a couple in. Like, I would say Jay Kelly has definitely fallen hugely since September. It was at sixth place, and I was feeling very confident about George Clooney and Adam Sandler. And now that it's come to North America and audiences have seen it here, it still hasn't gained a lot of momentum. So now it's number 13. I also have Avatar Fire and Ash has been moved out of the eighth place spot from September and is now in spot 12, which I'm feeling weird because this is the one film that nobody has seen so far. It's not coming out till Christmas. I don't really want to doubt James Cameron. Everybody's saying it wasn't like Way of Water wasn't as hotly like critically received and awards received compared to Avatar. So I'm just interested to see what's going to happen with this one. People are also saying the narrative isn't as strong because it's only, rather than like a decade in between the films, it's only like 3-4 years. So I don't know. I don't know if I feel if I should be doubting Cameron, but I've moved him for the moment just outside. And then my the three neon international pictures are really messing me up. So I had sentimental value on my number one spot in September, and after seeing it, it has moved down to number five. So I still have it in the top five, and I don't think it's going to not be nominated for Best Picture. That's why it's still in there, but I'm feeling like less strong about it. It does, I think, still have like Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Original Screenplay, Director, possibly. So it does have a lot of other categories, and I think it's going to get a lot of precursors. So it's still in there. But then I have It Was Just an Accident, also from Neon, and I have it at number 9. In September, I had it just out at number 15, and now I've moved it in because it feels like Neon has picked this as their number one, or at least during the fall festival season. Like they had, or the whole festival season, to be honest, because they had Jafar Panani at every single fest. He was at Cannes, he was at Venice, he was at Telluride, he was at TIFF, he's going to be at New York Film Festival today as I'm filming this, and this is his first time in I think like 20 years since he's been to the film festival. So like they're really promoting Jafar as like the face for the film. So I really do think he has a strong chance of getting nominated for director and also international film. But it doesn't have like a cast that's very strong compared to No Other Choice. Like I feel like No Other Choice has possible acting nominations compared to It Was Just an Accident. So that's why I'm just feeling so hesitant about the three Neon international films because I really feel like just don't know if I can put all three in, like three Neon international pictures in Best Picture. That's why I have No Other Choice just outside because the trailer just dropped today. It's coming out in November, I believe. So I feel like it's going to pick up momentum and we could switch out It Was Just an Accident for No Other Choice if Neon starts pushing it more. But we will see. I'm not sure. No Other Choice did get the People's International Choice Award at TIFF. But since then, like nothing super strong has been heard about it. So yeah, this is how I'm feeling right now. It's kind of hesitant. I feel like our top three, top four are definitely locked. So, big jump once again from September. I have in my first place spot, which I feel like everybody has this right now, is One Bell After Another from Paul Thomas Anderson. I went and saw this just a couple weeks ago on the opening day and it blew my mind. I really thought Sentimental Value or Sinners or even Hamnet, after seeing it at TIFF, was going to take this Best Picture award home, but I think One Battle After Another has stolen it from everybody and is going to have a pretty big sweep. So I have it at number one when it was at number 14 in September. So huge jump from 13 spots. A lot of people, including myself, were not feeling super confident about it just because of the whole budget thing and it wasn't at any film festivals. But obviously, that was all just a strategy. And now Warner Brothers has the top two spots because at number two, I still have Sinners, even though recently on the Awards Expert app, I've been seeing a lot of people starting to doubt Ryan Coogler and Sinners and taking it out of their Best Picture, out of their Best Director, out of Best Actor. And I'm just thinking, guys, I know that One Battle After Another has really taken a lot of this hype and to all due regards, like it is a fantastic film. Like, don't get me wrong, genius filmmaking. And obviously, there's a lot of passion towards the craft with IMAX and VistaVision and 70 millimeter. But I have to remind you, Ryan Coogler was talking about all of this back in February and March before Sinners came out as well. So I think we have a really good standoff for Best Director and Best Picture with One Battle After Another and Sinners. So it's starting to get heated and I love it. In third place, I have Ham Knit. I'm really excited about this film. This was just on the cusp in September at number 11, so it's jumped up quite a bit to number three because I definitely think Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Actress, and then depending on where they put Paul Mescal, either in supporting or lead actor, we definitely have a possibility with him. Strong win possibility if it's in. Ugh, I don't even know. Like, it's a hard year though, both in supporting and lead actor. So, but I think he'll definitely get the nomination depending on which category he's in. I also think costumes, cinematography, production design could all be major players with Hamnet as well. So, big big fan of these top three films, some of my favorite films of the year. In the fourth spot, still holding strong, is Marty Supreme. Did get knocked down one spot from September, just because one battle after another got squeezed in there. Hamnet as well, but I'm feeling very strong about Marty Supreme because it just premiered at the surprise screening at the New York Film Festival just 2 days ago, and Timothy Chalamet is kicking off his Oscar campaign with doing some Instagram live promotion for the film. So I'm really hotly anticipating this on Christmas Day. It's going to be a really fun one for sure, and people are really raving about Timothy's performance. They really do like Odessa Azion as well. People have been promoting her name, and I wasn't too sure about her for supporting actress in September, but I did mention her as a possibility. I did have Gwyneth Paltrow over her, but it seems like people are gravitating a bit more towards Odessa. So I'm very excited about this. Also, I just saw The Smashing Machine from Benny Safdie, and it did not have a lot of visual. I didn't love the stylization in The Smashing Machine, but from what I've heard from the New York Film Festival, Marty Supreme has a lot more of those safty elements from Uncut Gems and Good Times, that more exuberant and stylized visuals. So I'm excited about that. I'm interested in Josh Safdie and what he's bringing to the table. So I think this is going to be a really, really fun year, and I can't wait for Christmas Day. Last year was Nosferatu, this year it's Marty Supreme. So I will be there after Christmas, opening presents. I'll be at Marty Supreme. So then so then I have Sentimental Value, which I mentioned, dropped from first place to fifth place. I still feel pretty strong about this, like I mentioned, has lots of other categories that I think will definitely get nominated, but as time's going on, it's definitely dropping in significance for me. I have Wicked for Good still in the top 10 at number 6, dropping from number 4, just because not a whole lot of promotion has geared up for the film just yet. I do think it's still pretty strong with Best Supporting Actress. I still have Grande at number 1, which I had her at in September, and she's still there, so I'm still feeling pretty strong about her. I think her SAG nomination is still pretty strong, possible win this year. A lot of people are thinking Cynthia Erivo is going to have a strong possibility of winning SAG as well for Best Leading Actress. I still have Cynthia Erivo, I believe, in my fifth spot. So I'm still holding on to her just because, similar to Avatar, we haven't seen Wicked. Nobody's seen it. Tickets just went on sale today for the November screening. It's Thanksgiving, I believe. American Thanksgiving is when it's coming out. So it should make a lot of money. And people are just hoping it's stronger than the first film. And then I think we will be able to have a pretty strong awards run. But if it's not stronger than the first film, then we will see this significantly drop in the next couple weeks, I think. So waiting for that November release so I can fully make my mind up. So just kind of keeping it in that middle spot. For number 7, I have Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. This has dropped a little bit as well from 5th place in September to 7th, but I'm still excited about it. I feel like it's getting kind of mediocre reviews. People are pretty impressed with Jeremy's performance, but are saying it's a more subdued performance, a little bit more quiet. So again, I haven't seen it. Not a whole lot of people have seen it either. So just waiting patiently. I do think it's still pretty strong for Best Leading Actor with Jeremy. And I also think maybe Jeremy Strong for Best Supporting Actor is still possibly in contention, at least like top 10. I would think he's probably on the cusp. I think like the sound design will probably have a good chance as well. I think people are thinking maybe supporting actress for Odessa. I don't know what her last name is. She's another Odessa. So, I don't know. I just haven't seen this film yet. It's been in the play. I feel like I could possibly swap this out for something if it doesn't keep holding strong. But people do like a true story, a musical biopic, and besides Marty Supreme and I guess The Testament of Anne Lee, all of these are more fictionalized stories and not like a true story. So we will see what happens. Frankenstein, I've kind of kept, I moved it up one. I moved it up from 9 to 8. I'm still feeling kind of iffy about this one. I think it has a lot of strong technical categories. It can be getting nominations for like costumes, hair and makeup, a really strong possible win for hair and makeup, the production design, the all those crafts I think has a really strong nominations and winnings as well. Above the line categories, I don't really think Guillermo is getting director. I don't think Oscar Isaac's getting lead actor. I don't think Mia Goth is getting supporting actress. I think Jacob Lordy does have a possibility of getting supporting actor. So I don't know. Number 8 is a tentative, but similar to Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. I feel like this could be a possible removal and have something like No Other Choice or Avatar or Jake Kelly move back in. So we will see how they go. Both of these have yet to be released to the major public. So we will see. It was just an accident, like I mentioned in the beginning. It has really strong marketing with Jafar, the director, going around. I think he is really trying to get that director's nomination. So I do have it at my number 9 spot. And then I have The Testament of Anne Lee at number 10. And I'm going with this solely off of passion. This was my favorite movie I saw at the Toronto International Film Festival. I was holding off from trying to predict it seriously just because it didn't have a distribution after the film festival, but in the last couple days it has been picked up by Searchlight. So I'm excited. Searchlight doesn't have too many strong contenders this year, so they could decide to push The Testament of Anne Lee. So I'm pumped about that. Instead of having No Other Choice, I decided to put Testament of Anne Lee just to try and have a different distributor in there rather than Three Neons. I do think The Testament of Anne Lee has a really strong chance of having Amanda Seyfried in there for lead actress. I also think Thomas and Mackenzie has a strong possibility of getting in for supporting actress. I think costumes, cinematography, song, all of these things have really strong possibilities of getting nominated, as well as original screenplay. So I'm really playing on lead actress, best original screenplay, the best picture, and like costume, those kind of four, those can be like strong Oscar play. So that's my top 10. Like I mentioned, out of the top 10, No Other Choice, Avatar Fire and Ash, Jay Kelly, and then I have Begonia and The House of Dynamite. I'm seeing House of Dynamite on Friday during its limited theatrical release. So a review will be coming out for that. So stay tuned. And I'm excited about Begonia. It's been getting lots of rave reviews. So have it there. And then a couple other serious ones: The Smashing Machine, Train James, and The Secret Agent. I feel like these could all be possible contenders as well. We could be picking and choosing from kind of this top 18. And then I have some other films, but I'm not feeling as strongly about them since some of them have come out and some of them have been delayed and not super positive reviews, but I have to have them in there just in case things change. So I'm feeling maybe like like 60%, 75% on this prediction right now in October, but of course everything can change, so it's okay to feel a little nervous about these predictions right now. For Best Director, I mentioned a lot of these already when I was talking about Best Picture, but right now, number one place, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. I think that is not a surprise. I'm feeling very strongly about this one. He's never won an Oscar. He's been nominated several times in the past. This is his first time coming back since like Licorice Pizza, which wasn't so hotly revered. So I think One Bell After Another has a really strong chance with critics as well as with the wider audience. So I have him in my number one spot, but I don't want to count out Ryan Coogler for Sinners just yet, even though a lot of people have been taking him out. I still have him in second place, and I still feel very strongly about him. I think he has a good narrative, but because they're both with Warner Brother Pictures, like that's going to be difficult. So who starts to get pushed more? With campaigning in the next couple weeks, with award seasons, the Gotham Awards and Golden Globes. They'll be coming up near the end of the year with nominations. So yeah, and same with Critics' Choice as well. That's at the end of the year. I think it's one of the first. I think it's before Golden Globes this year. So yes, we will see. I have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. I think that makes a lot of sense. She's a past winner for director and best picture. I think her film is beautiful, so heartbreaking, and if she doesn't get nominated, huge sexism, like just like why can't the women get nominated? Like they're coming out with some fantastic films. So I really hope Chloe Zhao gets in there. I have Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, not counting him out just yet, but I do think there are a couple strong directors just outside that could possibly push him out. And then I have Jafar Panani for It Was Just an Accent. Like I mentioned, for Best Picture, he has been at every single major film festival for like the awards run. So he's been campaigning his butt off for this director nomination. That's why I have him in over Park Chan Wook or Josh Safdie or Yorgos Lanthimos, Guillermo del Toro, or James Cameron. So I really do think the top 10 is really, really strong. Honestly, even the top 15 is really strong because then we have John M. Chu, we have Noah Baumbach, we have Catherine Bigelow, we have Mona Fastvoid, we have Benny Safdie. So very, very strong competition in director this year. I'm feeling pretty good about the director right now. I feel like I've got the top three at least, and we will see if the neon pick gets moved, if we get two neons, if we only get one, because I really do think Josh Safdie could possibly push his way in, but I've yet to see it. We've only had one crowd seen Mari Supreme, so I still have him just outside of the five. So we will see. That's what I'm thinking for Best Director right now. All right, best international feature. I do want to preface I am not super knowledgeable about international film, so I do base a lot of my predictions off of what others have been saying on Awards Expert and also like critics that I do follow in my personal time. I do base them like kind of all of my predictions off of Awards Expert and those critics, but again, I've only seen two out of these five nominations. Also, the top 10, like, I've only seen two out of the top 10, so I don't have a lot of opinions just yet. But I did want to include it as I didn't include it in September, and I do think international feature is a very big award, and the possibility of having maybe the top four that I have right now also being in Best Picture, I gotta start talking about this. So, right now, I have no other choice in my first spot for international feature, which is kind of crazy because I was talking about excluding it from Best Picture and also Best Director. So I think with the best adapted screenplay and then best international feature, I definitely think it's going to be stronger than sentimental value, and it was just an accident. So again, I'm waiting for this push, so I might have to move No Other Choice or Park Chan-wook into those categories that I just mentioned, but I have them at first right now because I do think at the end of the day it's going to be a stronger film than it was just an accident and sentimental value. And number two, I have It Was Just an Accident from Jafar Panani. Again, all of the reasons why I've mentioned previous in this video. I think it's been promoted very strongly from Neon, and I think once it comes out, Neon is just going to either go two ways. They could continue supporting it very strongly like they have been, or they can shift over to No Other Choice. So I'm just waiting to see if it continues to have such a strong hold critically or if it starts to die down over time, similarly to The Seed of the Sacred Fig, even though last year The Seed of the Sacred Fig I feel like didn't really make much noise after TIFF. In third place, I have Sentimental Value, Johann Trier, of course. I feel like it's still a really strong player. He's been nominated in the past for the worst person in the world, so I'm not going to count it out, even though it hasn't been having super strong campaigns so far, but it still has yet to come out wide. So I feel like once, these top three films come out wide for general audiences, we'll be able to have a better idea of what Neon wants to do with them and which one they're going to push for international feature. Then I have A Secret Agent. This is a Brazilian film starring Wagner Moura. He did win the acting award at Cannes earlier this year. So I think this one could be a sleeper agent, honestly. A lot of people have been kind of putting it just outside of their top fives, top tens in the major categories. And I'm also feeling the same way. So I do think Brazil, a big global audience at things like the Golden Globes could really push Wagner and the film up in the rankings. So right now I have it at 4 at international feature. It's also outside of all the other categories, but I wouldn't be surprised if it starts picking up the pace as the award season starts to ramp up. And here I have a more cautious prediction, The Voice of Hindi Rajab. I've not seen this. I missed it at TIFF, and I don't think it has a distributor yet either. So this could be a possible poor choice, but it is backed by Brad Pitt's production company and has a lot of other Hollywood names like Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara attached to the project as well, supporting it. So I think a possible nomination for Best International Feature could be, in our future. I do think at some of the smaller awards, it's going to rack up some wins. It did have the best reception out of the Venice Film Festival, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see The Voice of Hindi Rajah start making a lot more noise as the season goes along. And then outside, I have The President's Cake, Sound of Falling, Rental Family, Surratt. Again, I'm not feeling too confident about some of these, so I feel like I still need to dive more into the international feature and start to understand how that race is looking. But right now, I feel good about my top five. All right, the last category for this video, we have Best Animated Feature. Once again, similarly to Best International Feature, I'm not super knowledgeable with animated stuff. So again, kind of hearing this from word of mouth, from awards expert and other critics that I follow, Gold Derby, but I'm interested to see how this race goes because I've yet to see some of these. I have seen Little Emil and the Character of Rain, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Scarlet. I haven't seen any of the other titles because, again, I don't really seek out animation films, but I'm trying to change that. But right now, I have Zootopia 2 in the number one spot. This is yet to come out, but Zootopia was such a big film and it also is Disney. So I just think sometimes these bigger production companies unfortunately will take home the wins. You know, last year we did have Flow, so I'll be interested to see if Little Emil and the character of Rain can pop up. It does have a good studio behind it as well, but I did really like it at TIFF. It was my favorite animation film that I saw, and I saw four, I believe, four or five. So this one does give a very beautiful story. It does have very interesting visual elements to it too. I think it's great for all ages, for young kids, for adults. It's a very mature story. So I definitely hope this keeps moving up in my rankings and maybe it'll push Zootopia 2 out of the way. I have K-pop Demon Hunters in number 3 right now. I feel like this has been having a lot of good momentum. They just had the lead singers on The Tonight Show performing Golden. The film is one of the top films on Netflix. People are watching it all the time. The music is doing so well on the Billboard charts. So I think if the general public is really loving this film. Hopefully, the critics can see it and understand that it's a very prominent animation film and it's being able to reach all different types of audiences, not just, young children, but people of all ages similar to like Little Meal. So I think K-pop Demon Hunters has a really strong chance of continuing to slay in this category. It also has Best Original Song as well. So that's another strong backing for it. Elio, I've yet to see, but I know people kind of had mixed reactions. Some people really disliked it, other people really did enjoy it. Again, a big production company, so I wouldn't be surprised if it squeezed its way in there. In the fifth spot, I have Nizan 2. Hopefully, I said that correctly. I've yet to see this one. I know it's blowing up all of the world. I need to see the first one because I want to like understand the story. So I have to do like a duo watch one day before the end of the year and get that one under my belt. But I know it's been so widely appreciated. It had one of the biggest box offices of 2025. So I would be very surprised if I don't see this on Oscar morning being nominated. Then again, I don't know. I'm not feeling too strongly about a lot of these animation features, but I do have Arco, Scarlet, Demon Slayer, Bad Guys 2 outside of my top 5 just because I feel like those could be possible interchangeable. People have been talking about them. Demon Slayer's made a lot of money. Bad Guys 2 still yet to come out. But people did like the first one. I saw Scarlet at TIFF. I did like it. I do think the animation is definitely the standout for the film. So I'll be interested to see what happens with the best animation category. All right, so those are some of my most major awards categories that I wanted to update all of you guys on with my predictions. Like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification button because I am going to be dropping my acting category prediction video very, very soon. I couldn't fit everything into this one video, so I did have to break it up and I decided to do actings all in one video. So make sure you look out for that one. It will be coming out very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and watching my videos. I do appreciate all of my subscribers. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like because all this engagement really just help push me out in the algorithm and help me come across screens of other like-minded folks like you guys. So thank you so much for your encouragement. I do read every comment, so comment down below what your guys' predictions are. Let's start a conversation. Do you guys have some different ideas about what's going to be in Best Picture this year? I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. Go check me out on the Awards Expert app. I'm Willow D. Steele on there. I am sporadically updating throughout the awards season. And as we get closer to November with the Gotham Awards nominations coming out at the end of the month, I will be updating quite frequently. So follow me on Awards Expert. It's also more social media based as well. So I do make like some longer posts kind of discussing some of my thoughts about certain predictions. So follow me over there and check me out on my other social media platforms like Letterboxd and TikTok. And thank you so much for the support. I'm so excited for this award season to really ramp up. We're just at the beginning, and thank you guys for joining this journey. And I'll see you in my awards prediction video for my acting categories. Until then, keep getting lost in film. Bye.